Welcome to KARE 11. What is this show called?
Welcome to Off Air with Jason and Alicia.
It was a long Pride weekend. I'm sorry.
How are you feeling? How was it?
It was great. It was joyous. It was celebratory. There's so many people out there. I was a little bit nervous waking up yesterday morning because I heard the rain coming down. Oh, whoa, maybe. But I heard the rain coming down outside, and I was like, oh no, I hope the parade isn't ruined by this, because I know people are still going to come out rain or shine, but it's obviously going to depress the crowds if rain is coming down and the weather's nasty. And so I got out there 10:30, 11 o'clock, and the rain had stopped. The sun started coming out, and the energy started building. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a good day. And by the time the parade kicked off, and it took a while for us to start moving because we were towards the end of the line in terms of the float order. But by the time it started, like, it was beautiful out there. Absolutely
it was delayed,
gorgeous.
right? So
it was
that
delayed.
Helped with...
Yeah, it was delayed, I think, a half hour or so.
Nice.
And then... Again, KARE, our float was towards the end of the line.
So it takes a minute. And you're
and
like,
so
all right.
It took a while for everything to get going and for everybody to start moving. But once it did, it was moving and grooving. And we were out there having a great time. It was great to be out there with my colleagues. It was great to be out there with Jana. They were running around. Jana, year after year, the most popular person.
Yes.
At
People
that parade.
get so excited to see Jana.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah. Because they have just so much energy and such a connection with the community and with the crowd. And there were people that were coming up to them and hugging and lifting them up and crying and high-fiving and just a gamut of emotions. And, you know, every once in a while somebody would see me and I'm like, oh, hey, Jason. I'm like, hey. But nobody's really freaking out. It was just, I'm just Jason Hackett.
Jana's been here for decades.
That's true. Yeah. I've only been here for 3.
You're still new on the block.
Yeah. This is only my...
People still love you, though.
This is only my
Is that your 4th?
My 3rd. I was... last year, I got out there a little bit late. And so the entire time... I'm running through the crowd trying to catch up with the KARE float so I could join the parade in progress, and I just could not catch up. And so by the time I caught up with them, it was at the end of the parade.
Show was over.
And the show was completely over, and I ran out there, and I think I took a couple of pictures with the team, and then I was like, okay, well, it's over now. So
good job, everybody.
Yeah, I actually made it on time this year, and it was great. And the energy every year is just so infectious. So appreciate everybody that said hi to me and high-fived me and hugged me and said they appreciate my presence in this community. They appreciate, me sharing my story and being transparent with everybody.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Made me feel really special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. And you've recovered.
I've recovered. Okay. It was a long Pride weekend.
Yeah.
It was the last
party on
weekend of Pride. There are all kinds of events going on around the community, and I took part in several of them. And I'm good. The next couple of weekends, I will be inside the house. I will be eating nothing but salads and drinking a lot of water because I need to
detox.
Get it all out of my body.
I need that too, but I'm off the rest of the week, so I'll be partying. Thank you.
Good for you.
No, I have to take care of small humans. But no, over the weekend I couldn't be at Pride because I was camping with the family.
How was that?
It was great.
Okay.
It's rare to get I was missing just my brother's family, but we got a lot of us there, and it was so fun. We just relaxed, hung out. Kids ran rampant. Parents had drinks and danced. There was like live music at our campground. So it was so much fun.
That's great. I've never been camping. Camping is like a thing that's on my list that I need to do.
Camping was our like what my family could afford growing up for summer vacation. It was like, let's go camping. We go to Madeline Island in Bayfield, which is where my sister lives now because we grew up going there and it's so beautiful. If you've never been to Madeline Island, go hop on the ferry in Bayfield, and it's just the best time.
Bayfield, Wisconsin, where the water meets the soul. Soul? I think it's soul.
I don't know if that commercial plays anymore.
Yeah.
But it is where the water meets the soul.
It seems beautiful out there.
It is absolutely stunning. But no, so the family's still in town. Tonight, my brother, I'm going to give my brother a quick little shout out.
Yeah.
He went to school at St. Cloud State. He studied film, and he's always wanted to edit like a movie that we could go see in the movie theater. He owns his own film production company called Stringline Motion Pictures, which he does all kinds of commercial work for companies. But he edited his first movie that we're going to see in a theater tonight as a family.
Wow.
It's called Medora.
Okay.
It's based in South Dakota, and it's based on a true story of how a town was named after this woman, and this like rich guy came to town as her husband, and they like built this town up.
How long has he been working on editing that?
I want to say more than a year at least.
Wow.
And it was so cool because we'd be at his house and he's like, come see these behind the scenes and like of the different edits. And it's just so many, like we have files for our minute 30, 2-minute stories. And it's like a lot of little clips. Imagine like a 2-hour motion length picture. And you have like, he had like bins of just like hard drives filled with content. And
can you imagine what that timeline looks like with all the clips?
It's crazy. You have to like zoom in to like look at, if you're an editor, like it's just crazy. So it's airing tonight.
Big congratulations.
And I'm so proud of him.
That's
so
awesome.
We're all going to be there and just so supporting him because it was his dream. And when people's dreams come true, you have to be there in full support.
You got to give him their flowers.
So he's going to get his flowers and a bottle of scotch. And now we're all excited. And then the rest of the week, I'm kind of just off because my son has no school. And so I'm going to try to balance hanging out with the kiddos and it's 4th of July prep. And
it's a holiday week. Everybody's laid back. Traffic is going to be less. It's going to be a slow week. Knock on wood. It's going to be a slow week. Please let it be a slow week. My goodness. So
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I saw today that I was like, oh, I totally agree with this in honor of America's 250th birthday. Apparently, America's favorite birthday cake, is chocolate. And I co-sign.
Well, America's wrong.
And you got upset about it. And I was like, chocolate is chocolate on chocolate. I'll do chocolate with chocolate frosting and like throw some chocolate sprinkles on there. Why not?
Well, you are the problem with America.
What's wrong with chocolate cake?
I don't mind a little bit of chocolate in my cake. I don't mind a marble cake or like even like a little bit of chocolate frosting maybe. But like chocolate on top of chocolate is just, it's too indulgent. It's overwhelming.
No.
I'm more of a marble cake kind of guy. Give me a little bit of white cake, a little bit of chocolate cake. Give me some like buttercream frosting or some cream cheese frosting, and I'm good to go.
I can do some buttercream cheese.
But don't overwhelm me with chocolate. I'm already enough chocolate.
You know what's going to gross you
don't need
out?
to put more chocolate on
You know
chocolate.
that scene in Matilda where...
Oh, God.
Is it Bruce or what's his name?
Bruce.
Bruce is eating the cake that the lady's like, I made this. And he has to eat the whole cake. I, as a kid, was like, that looks so good.
To you, that's...
And I was like, I'm jealous of Brucey.
That was a fantasy to you.
That was a fantasy. And everyone's like grossed out. And I'm like, oh, what a lucky kid. He gets to crush that whole chocolate cake.
That's one of
And it looked so good. And I'm going to use a word you hate. It looked moist.
God, chills up my spine when you say that. I hate that word.
You know, I knew I married the right man when we both were like, what's our wedding cake going to be? This could be a deal breaker for you. And we both said chocolate with chocolate.
And if he didn't, you're going to be like, well,
this
marriage
is a good
off.
10 years.
We had a good run. I don't know. Chocolate cake is too much for me. You know what I love? And I've bought this a couple of times for your birthday and
yes.
other people's birthdays. Chantilly cake.
Chantilly from Whole Foods. What I love about that, you've turned me on to it because it's like almondy. Light, there's fruit. You feel like it doesn't feel like I ate cake. It feels like I'm like, I'm healthy.
It's health cake.
It's a healthy cake. But Whole Foods, they sell at Whole Foods. I think it's like $38 for the big round, somewhere around there. And you can go anytime to Whole Foods and they have it. It's just like one of their standard cakes, and it's always a hit.
Yeah, it's constantly there. We bought one for you for before you went away. For like little baby shower.
Oh, for like giving a birth to a child.
Before you went away for that whole birthday.
You went away and had a thing and nothing happened to you.
And they can decorate it on the spot and like, write things on it on the spot. But it's just so, like you said, it's light. It doesn't overwhelm you. The frosting is not buttercream because buttercream frosting can sometimes be very heavy. This one I think is like a whipped. It's like a whipped frosting and it's perfect.
And people don't. Almond is like the best flavor. Almond's so good. I don't know where that was on. It was a Betty Crocker's thing that was America's favorite cake is chocolate. They probably go off chocolate cake sales of like the box,
I'm
of the pre-made box.
A pre-made box cake is the worst.
It doesn't have to be. I don't bake though. I'm the worst baker.
Yeah, you are. You're a great chef. You know how to cook. I've had so many good things at your house. When it comes to baking?
Yeah, I don't have patience, I've realized. And I'm like, I have to wait for like 2 hours for this to bake. Or like cookies. I made chocolate chip cookies the other day. Found out I didn't have flour, so I threw in oats. Like I just try to like mix stuff.
You threw in oats?
I threw in oats, and then I threw in 2 sticks of butter, and I guess the recipe was like a stick and a half, because then they came out and they were like these flat. They still tasted good, but they were just these flat, weird things.
Were they dry or were they?
No, super moist.
Oh.
Or just buttery. They were so buttery because I put too much butter. But then they didn't like rise right. It was funky. You gotta stick with the science with baking.
There's so much chemistry that goes into baking.
Right.
You gotta like measure ingredients almost exactly to a point, or else 1 teaspoon off is just gonna mess up the entire recipe.
You know what's super good that I make every 4th? That I should. It's a quick recipe. You buy Betty Crocker sugar cookie bag mix.
Okay.
You get like a small sheet pan and you put it in there, bake it, make it like a cookie, right? One big cookie that's in the shape of a rectangle.
Okay.
And then you let it cool. You get a cream cheese frosting. You slather it on there. Mixed with like sugar though. It's like a cream cheese, almost like the fruit dip. You got something?
Yeah, I don't know. Chocolate cake apparently. It's gross, disgusting. Anyway, go ahead.
So you get like a cream cheese frosting mixed with like sugar. Put that on top. And then you get blueberries and strawberries and raspberries, and you make it look like the American flag.
Oh.
And it's like the best American flag fruit pizza.
Okay.
Essentially, just look up fruit pizza recipe, but it's super easy to make, and it's always a hit.
I thought you were going in the direction of, is it called dump cake? Is that what it's called?
No, dump cake? Because this is a cookie. It's not a cake.
Yeah.
It's like a sheet of cookie.
Right. It's a sheet of cookie. And then
but dump cake is essentially like pineapple juice, and you dump it all in or whatever.
I always thought it was the one where you take like a can of peaches and you put it in and you just throw cake mix on top. You don't even mix it. You just take a
dump cake. You just bring it to the trash, dump it in.
That's what you should do with that chocolate cake. Bring it to the trash.
First of all, how dare you?
No, that's the way it should go. That's the way it should be.
I'm gonna have to have a chocolate cake soon.
Yeah, I've really gotten into baking lately. You've had my brown butter cookies.
Oh, they were good.
I made, what was it that one time that?
Oh, wait, remember when I said they were good? And Nate told me they're good, not great.
Yeah, and then I haven't talked to him since. He's deleted off my Christmas card list. I don't acknowledge his presence whenever he walks into a room. It's terrible. But
Nate.
that, and then the cheesecake that I made that one time. What was it?
Oh, for Christmas at my house? Mm-hmm. It was banana bread, caramel layer, or as you say, caramel. And then cheesecake, right?
It was banana bread and then, cheesecake.
And it was so good.
And then you drizzle it in caramel.
And that's tricky because banana bread you have to bake and let it cool and then it has to be moist.
Yeah.
We should put a disclaimer on this episode that I say a triggering word.
This episode contains explicit language. Viewer discretion is advised.
What other word can you describe cake, though? There's no other word.
Juicy.
No, it doesn't work because I would be like, ooh, a juicy cake.
Just not moist.
Moist is the perfect descriptive word.
Bleh.
Because it's not dry. You don't want a dry cake.
No.
But you don't want a wet cake.
You sure? A wet, juicy cake.
Have you ever had the better than sex cake?
No.
It's so good.
That's impossible. No cake is better than sex.
No, try this cake. It's like chocolate cake, and then they poke holes in it. You dump condensed milk in it.
Oh, my God.
You following me?
Yeah.
Dump that in there. And then you add like a whipped topping and then Heath crumbs, chocolate, and caramel drizzle.
Whew. Yeah, maybe that is better than sex. I'm getting all hot and bothered. I gotta
try it. Get back to me. Let me know.
I will give you my honest assessment.
Put your tie back on. Okay, sorry. Calm down.
We gotta put a disclaimer on this episode. Woo!
That's a wrap. I'm
anyway,
gonna miss you this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss you too.
Fine.
Come back eventually, please.
I'll come back next week.
Okay.
Bye.